want to take time out and introduce you to the rest of the guys that make up New Pinnacle. Let you know who they are so you can give them a nice Sertoma round of applause. We'll start out with the fellow on the banjo over here. He's from the great Commonwealth of Virginia. It ain't really a state. It ain't really a country. Somewhere in between. It's more like a province that hangs up in the mountains. He's from Scott County, Virginia, a famous little place around Carter Fold where country music was really started in a lot of ways up there. And he hails from Fort Blackmore, Virginia, and plays the banjo, plays everything, but he can't do it all at once without stripping the gear and going to ER. So we let him play banjo and sing a little harmony in the band, and he kind of meters out that way. He's been on the road with several different groups through the years from up in the southwestern Virginia mountains, but he's with us now, and we tickled to death to have him. I know you'll enjoy his efforts throughout the afternoon and evening. Mr. Matt Kruby on the banjo. Over to my left is a fellow that I used to tell folks he's kind of like my right arm. I can't do anything without him. Brink Brinkman's here, and he knows that's true. We kind of share a brain. Together it almost makes a whole brain, you know. I've kind of watched him grow up around home. Back home, the Turner family and the Gulley family, my dad and his partner Buster Turner started a group years ago called the Pinnacle Mountain Boys, and they had people like Larry McNeely from the Glenn Campbell Show and Charlie Collins from Roy Acuff's band. I grew up with those guys in my living room, and his uncle Buster and my dad had that band together for many years, and we started this band. We thought we ought to pay homage to them with the name, not only the name of the band, but doing some of their music as we go along. And so we've kind of kept that lineage back in East Tennessee going. He's from New Tazewell, Tennessee, Claiborne County, where I live, up in the mountains, and does a great job playing the bass and many other instruments. He's the co-owner of the Curve Recording Studio, where we do all our recording, a lot of recording for a lot of other folks. And it's just one of the best guys you'll ever meet, and one of the most talented too. A nice hand for Brian Turner on vocals and bass. And the fellow over there with the nice beard and the nice hair, he's the best behaved boy. He looks like he'd be a problem, but he's really not. But I'll tell you, there's a reason for that. Most of you who have seen us before know what I'm going to say, but I watched him grow up from, he was about this tall and he started playing mandolin. He and his dad would call me and my dad about every week and say, what kind of instrument we need to get this boy? He's getting better. He's going to play. And I knew early on he was. And he's grown up to be a great musician. Plays a lot of different instruments and does everything really well. But I used to really, really like him. And for the last 5.5 years or so, I really don't like him nearly as much as I used to. And I tell you why. This one is the culprit too. I almost broke off friendship with Brian over it. He started, Gary on the mandolin, he started hanging around our studio a lot. And I didn't think much of it because he's like my family anyway. I watched him grow up. Then one day my youngest daughter came in the studio and he asked Brian for her phone number and he gave it to her. And they're married and got me a little grandbaby. So he's my son-in-law. Don't hold that against him. I've tried to train him well. But I say he's the best behaved guy in the bunch. You know? But on the mandolin from Ewing, Virginia, just down the road from where Matt's from, near the Cumberland Gap in those mountains in southwestern Virginia, give a nice hand to Gary Robinson Jr. on the mandolin. On the new CD, which we have somewhere just under 1 million of those with us, we'll sell you one and put several in your lovely hand to take back home, because if you don't like them, they make great coasters you can put your drinks on. On our debut CD, we're including one instrumental, and this is it. This is the one that our banjo player, Matt Kruby, wrote. He was sitting watching his little daughter, Maddie, run around the house, and he thought, I need to write a banjo tune that sounds like she looks when she's running around the house, and he kind of did that. This is an instrumental from the new CD called Maddie's Run. Gary Robinson.
Take just a second to introduce this guy over here doing all this lead singing and guitar picking for you folks, and him singing, just doing it all. He's no stranger to any of you folks that's been around the bluegrass circuit for a little while. If any of you folks remember Dole Lawson and Quicksilver, this guy was snatched up with him for a few years and started his road career when he was about 31, 32 years old, so that's been a couple years ago, I guess. Maybe 2 or 3. He also went on to help found a band called Mountain Heart. I'm sure folks remember Mountain Heart from back in the days. Also helped to found Grasstown with Alan Bobby and Phil Ledbetter, his 2 friends, and decided for the last couple of years he would go out on the road with Dale Ann Bradley, and that's where me and him toured with her for the last couple of years, and really enjoyed that till he decided to branch out on his own and have his own band. We sure are glad he did. He's a great producer, great songwriter, and a wonderful singer. Sorry about that. No, it's all right. He's a multi-IBMA award winner. Say that 5 times without. Pretty good. Yeah. Folks, put your hands together. From Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, Steve Gulley.
Thank you. For the folks that like me and got a little frosting on the sides of your hair right here. It's an old song that we rearranged for the new CD. It's included in the new one. But I got it from singing with my dad years ago around Knoxville, Tennessee, and then later on from Renfrew Valley Barn Dance. It's an old song that's recorded in the early 1960s by Jim and Jesse, the Virginia Boys. And it's a great old song that was also re-recorded many times over in country music. But we made our own little arrangement, and the way I remember it was singing with my dad, Don Gulley. Just sitting and singing with 2 guitars. And it's still one of my favorite old songs. There's a good lesson to be learned in it, written by Don Wayne, the guy who wrote so many great country songs back in the 60s. It's a long, long way to the top of the world. Made my fortune, but lost the love of my darling. She grew lonely, and her love soon grew cold. It's a long, long way to the top of the world. Home, rough road that winds round and round. It's a long, long way to the top of the world, but it's only a short fall back down. Now I'm a big man with money, but that love I'm a pauper. The love I once held, another man clean. I reached the top of the world, but my heart hit rock bottom. You can't make love to fortune and fame. It's a long, long way to the top of the world, on the rough road that winds round. It's a long, long way to the top of the world, but it's only a short fall.